Birmingham, the Renaissance city, a city of change. Birmingham has been made famous because of its open gay nightlife and support for the gay community. Hosting festivals such as Gay Pride are recognised that we as a community have come a long way for gay rights. But is there more to be done? Throughout this documentary, I'll be exploring real-life stories to see what life is really like for the homosexual people of Birmingham. This is Somewhere Under the Rainbow.
I wouldn't say I've known I've always been gay. I've known I was different from a young age, but I didn't know the reasons why I was different, especially like in junior school and whatever. And I wouldn't say I was bullied at that age, but you get called a girl or softly spoken or whatever. But it probably wasn't until, I have to be careful now on what I talk about.
But I suppose it's when you're at any age when you sort of exploring sexuality or whatever, you know.
I suppose once you hit puberty, you sort of your hormones are racing and all that, and you know there's something different. And like I suppose as I started going into like 13, 14, you start realising, thinking actually I'll look at a guy or a lad when at that age. You're thinking, well, why do I find that lad attractive? But I'd also find girls attractive, but for different reasons. So I suppose it wasn't really until, I suppose 15, 16, you know, it's going to sound really sad now, like, we used to have Kay's catalogue, you know, order clothes when we was at home, and then like, you'd find yourself turning to the men's page rather than the women's page, for example, and you're just thinking, hang on a minute, why am I doing that? You know, and it's that realisation of thinking there's something different, but you don't really know why. And I suppose, for me, that was like over 20 years ago. So society is very different now to how it was then, so it wasn't really talked about, so you didn't know what gay meant, or homosexuality is meant now compared to then, because you're not educated in that way. Well, I wasn't then.
But I think mine's similar. I mean, mine was probably a lot younger. I was probably...
At first it was hard, it was horrible because like people just hated the idea of it because like they've listened to their parents and everyone else was so young as well. Like everyone was around the age of 12, 13. So everybody was kind of like, oh, you're different, you know, that's minging and stuff like that. And like that kind of made me feel like, shit, what did I do it for? I mean, why did I just kept it quiet? But kind of changed the older I got, and then kind of went back again. But yeah, it's like I've never really felt good about it. In school, not as much. I mean, like I kind of just accepted some of the stuff. Like the boys thought, it's all right to not pinch his arse or slap his arse or go up really close to him and squeeze him or something like that. And it's like, you know, I might be that way, but I didn't want to be subjected just like, you know, there's a clown, let's go make fun of him type of thing. I mean, outside school people were proper violent. In school people just kept it to taking the mick and publicly embarrassing. I was 12 years old when I started like second guessing and thinking about if I was gay or straight.
I stare at my reflection in the mirror.
Okay, where do I start? When did I realise I was gay? Some people say they know when they're 6 years old or something. For me, I finally understood what was wrong with me when I was about 16. I had just joined the army. Everything was going good. After doing a 6-month tour in Iraq, Bosnia and Cyprus, my father passed away, pushing me off the rails. and to be quite honest, I don't think I ever got back on. I knew I was gay for a while, but I think it's obvious to say being in the army and doubting your sexuality do not go together. I spoke to my sergeant, who luckily for me was amazing, and released me from my duties in the British Army after serving 5 years. After leaving the army, I kind of went on a mad one. My family all knew I was gay and were incredibly supportive, but it wasn't enough. I went out drinking and sleeping with whoever would give me the eye. I'd had long-term relationships in which I could never be faithful. I just couldn't settle with a partner or a job. The only way to accept my situation and to accept myself was to sleep around, because for one night with that random person I felt loved. Thinking about it, I was quite lucky.